What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you are anything like me, you are constantly digging through retro game libraries looking for those forgotten gems from the Turbografx 16 era. You know the type. The game that completely takes you by surprise, hooks you with its combat, and makes you wonder why it never got the recognition it deserved. Well, today, we are diving deep into a classic action title, and it is called Barbarian, the Ultimate Warrior. I've been playing through this one, and I have a lot of thoughts on what Psygnosis is trying to pull off here. Is it worth your time in 2026? Grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's break down everything Barbarian has to offer. Let's start off by talking about the premise, because a game like this really lives or dies by its world building. In Barbarian, you play as a lone warrior navigating a dark fantasy realm filled with enemies and challenges. It is heavily focused on sword and sorcery action. The game drops you right into this atmospheric, ominous environment with volcanic landscapes and dungeon-like settings. You aren't just swinging randomly. You are engaged in one-on-one duels where positioning and timing actually matter. The game doesn't handhold you too much, dropping you right into the thick of things. What I really appreciated is how Barbarian handles its pacing. It gives you just enough challenge to keep you engaged, but holds back enough mystery to make you want to see what happens as you progress. Apparently, there is a progression system tied to your score, and beating harder opponents unlocks new stages or difficulties. But of course, a cool setting doesn't mean much if the game isn't fun to play. So, how does Barbarian actually feel behind the controller? The core gameplay loop is a one-on-one sword fighting system mixed with action platforming elements. You face off against various enemies, each with their own attack patterns and strategies. You have to dodge, block, and strike at the right moments using your sword. The mechanics feel responsive for a late 80s release. Sometimes you jump into these older titles and things feel clunky, but landing a clean sword combo is incredibly satisfying. You can see your character in real-time animations, idle stances, attack swings, movement frames. It keeps you engaged, and before I knew it, I was already pushing through the difficulty curve wishing I had more levels to play. Now, we have to take a second to talk about the visuals and the overall vibe, because it is absolutely a standout feature for its time. The title screen shows colorful gradient typography with skull-adorned borders and a mountain lava backdrop. The fighters are pixel art sprites rendered in purple and blue tones with warm accents. Each character has distinct designs. You can see a fighter in green armor versus one in lighter gear, both with weapons drawn in combat stances. It creates this incredibly immersive atmosphere. The sound design and intense action vibe do a lot of heavy lifting. Whether you're staring at the title screen or dealing with a tricky opponent, it pulls you right into the world of Barbarian. The HUD displays your score, player number, and what appears to be a timer or health counter. All classic arcade presentation. So, what's the final verdict on Barbarian, the Ultimate Warrior? I think this game holds up as a solid piece of fighting game history. It's got a compelling setup, responsive combat mechanics, and an art style that completely draws you in for its era. The fact that it supported local two-player versus mode shows that Psygnosis understood social gaming before online play existed. If you are a fan of games like early fighting titles or retro Turbografx 16 classics, you absolutely need to experience this one for yourself, whether through original HuCard or emulation. That is going to do it for my deep dive into Barbarian, the Ultimate Warrior. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and checking this one out with me. I highly recommend keeping an eye on retro gaming communities if you want to track down a copy. Please remember to subscribe, like, if you'd like to see more reviews. Let me know down in the comments if you plan on giving this game a shot, and I will catch you all in the next one.